My name is Jackson, aka the Big Unit. Some of you know me as the guitar repair guy. Some of you know me as the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter for the heavy metal band Shatterbone. Some of you know me as an electrical educator. Some of you know me as the guy with the crazy guitar collection. Some of you know me as a die-hard Raiders fan. For years I have worked on, collected, played, and spent all my free time around guitars. But now I am going to do something I have never attempted before. I'm going to build a guitar. Alright, so here we are in the garage. I have my shooting board, I have my plane. I think this is the top I'm going to use. I have a couple of different options downstairs, but I don't know, you tell me. I'll tip it and then tell me when you really see the grain. So you can see the quilt. About right there. Okay, so that's the top I'm going to end up using. It's 1/4 inch thick. So the first problem I have though is I have a little bit of imperfection there and they don't sit quite straight. So first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to throw it on the shooting board and even up the edge. So what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to stand here and look dumb for a minute. Where the heck did I put my masking tape? Oh, that's right. She was using it for labeling things. So, all right. Saw someone else do this, and I don't know. It makes sense to me. If I'm dumb, I guess I pay for this too. But
what are you doing?
well, if I put them together like that, then they stay together, and I don't have shifting and stuff as I'm trying to shoot it on my shooting board. Oh. I have my plane here, my number 6. Unfortunately, I don't have a plethora of planes, so hopefully I can make it work with my number 6. We're going to give it a whirl here. Good thing I've got plenty of working space.
Well, whenever you get your other bench made.
Yeah, I know. The problem is it's always something else, right? It's the bench, and then it's the guitar, and then it's the... Looks like my blade is out of balance here a little bit. Hang on. There we go. There we go. I think I may have actually bumped the tilt on it as I was trying to do this. I think part of the reason it's not planing very well is because with the quilt wood, it's got such a twisty, turny grain pattern that as soon as you think you're cutting a decent strip, then it curls on you. I think the one board is just a little bit twisted from the other one. However, once I get it glued, I think I can steer that. That looks pretty good. I think I want to try a little bit more yet. Just a couple of spots that aren't quite where I'd like them to be. That's steel. It's hard on the knuckle. Ow, and that's wood. That's hard on the knuckles too. Oh, hey, look at that. I didn't need that skin anyway. Okay.
Do you need a Band-Aid?
No, I'm sure this isn't the last I'm gonna bleed today. Yeah, I think that looks better. Still just a little bit. One spot here in the middle is just a little bit pocketed. I don't like it. Ah. You know, I'm sorry if I'm not as fun today. I'm honestly a little bit downtrodden about the whole situation here right now. Counting the days to the finish line, and now I'm trying to make up for a screw up, and no, I'm not at my best at the moment. That looks better. Alright. So if you zoom in on that seam right there, that looks pretty clean, I think. If I can hold it still. It is a little bit, the one side is a little bit, they're both a little cupped. So one's a little cupped downward, one's a little cupped upward. But like I said, I think once I get it glued to the body, I'll be able to steer that out. And as I glue the joint, I think I'll just set a brick on it or something to keep it where it needs to be while that happens, while that glue dries. So I guess next we're going to give that a whirl. Glue the top up. So I just built that. It seems to work pretty nicely. Shooting board. So for how much I'll use it, I'm not 100% sure, but I do like tops. So maybe more than I think. Be careful, my guitar's going to end up stained red. Well, in football, if you're not bleeding, you're not trying, right? So, okay. My camera girl just snuck out on me, so let me flip that around a minute so I can at least see myself and see if I'm in the shot at least. Okay. So we're going to glue that up this way. I have another problem. My table top has warped over the years. It's not very square. So I have this nice piece of plywood that's the bottom of my shooting board that I just built, and that's a lot more flat. So for the purpose of this activity, I think I am going to go ahead and utilize that. Seems like it makes more sense to me. Okay, so flip it over. And we're gonna stretch some tape, maybe. Across here. Okay. Now, all of a sudden looks weird. Did I glue the wrong spot? Tape the wrong spot?
Take the wrong side?
You know what? I think I did. Stupid. Start over. There we go. And this is the top. This is the side that will be glued to the body. There. Hopefully that will prevent any more stupid
You're still learning.
Yeah, I am. What's the old saying? Judging a fish by how well he can climb a tree, even the fastest fish in the world will be considered an idiot.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, something like that. That's not exactly how it's worded. Someone more eloquent than myself put it together, but essentially that's what it says. Trying to judge an electrician by how well he can do Luthifer here. Yeah, see, now that looks a little better. Okay. Now,
Put you a Band-Aid.
I suppose maybe I should. I'm leaking all over on camera. Next thing, YouTube's gonna flag my video for violence because there's blood in my video. Normally it would be electrical tape and a shop rag, but I don't have any electrical tape sitting right here at the moment, so electrician's Band-Aid. Alright. Oh. Well, this is about not graceful. The good news is I didn't get it on my shoes anyway. I got it everywhere else. Okay. Oh, can you grab me some water?
Why do you still have your shooting board on there?
Because my table, you weren't in here, you weren't paying attention.
I'm sorry, I
The
went to
viewers all heard why.
went to get your Band-Aid.
Okay, that's a good excuse. No, the tabletop is not quite absolutely flat, and yet this 3/4 sheet of ply that I have for my shooting board is considerably flatter. So I felt it made more sense to do it on something that was more assuredly flat.
Okay.
Now, let's see, big C-clamps maybe? Big C-clamps.
I don't.
Huh?
Never mind.
No, I don't think I need a big C-clamp on the back. I think I can get by with one of these guys.
Do you smell that?
Yeah, someone's making something good. Holy cow.
Yes.
Call the neighbors, see what they're doing. See if they want company. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to leave that sit to dry. I have a busy week of teaching, so, but I'm a couple weeks behind on build videos, so by the time you see this, that week will be over with. Honestly, after that whole fiasco with the router, I had a little bit of a questioning of whether I should attempt to keep going or not. But I made it this far. Only had one mistake. Sure, it was a big one, but anyway, hopefully hopefully it's the last one that's a really big one. So anyway, once this top is glued, then we will move on to the transferring it onto the body part and getting it marked out for all the cavities so I can reroute all that, which hopefully won't be as bad because all I'll have to use is a bottom bearing flush cut bit and follow everything that already is there. Honestly, I think the hardest part's going to be trying to find all the holes that I had already drilled for the bridge and put them through the top also. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to go about doing that, but that's a worry for another day. Right now we're going to let this dry and maybe we'll work our way back downstairs to the other shop and see about doing a little more on the neck. Maybe we can start fretting or something.
Okay.
Alright. Now, I don't endorse any products. Well, I mean, I speak very highly of Crimson Guitars products, but I endorse. Endorse gives the impression that I'm receiving compensation for such things, and I'm not. So I don't endorse anyone's products. However, when I find something that works really well, I like to mention it. This little vise right here, it's just a little benchtop vise. Got it off Amazon, wasn't that expensive. I'm not even sure, honestly, what the brand name is on it. If there is a brand name on it. Huh. You think they'd put their name on it, but anyway, it's just a little benchtop vise, so you clamp it onto your bench here. It has a swivel adjustment. It has the jaw open and close. It has rubber feet, so it if you're working with something that you don't want to damage your project, those little rubber feet keep it from damaging the project. This is a nice little bench vise, and it did not cost very much. So I will look and see if I can find the info on that, and if I can, I will put it in the description of this video if you would like to also go get one of these, because it's a nice little unit for a lot of things. Works nice. Right now I'm going to be using it as part of the support for fretting my guitar neck. Now, Crimson sent me the pre-cut frets. And it's not what I would normally use. You know, personal opinions and all that, what I prefer and things, but since my mistake, my screw up, if you will, I really, at this point, do not want to run the risk of running out of time. Boy, they really left me a lot there, but okay. Let's see if I can get these somewhat sorted so the shorter chunks are towards the nut, the longer chunks are towards the bridge, because...
Do you have someplace else the WD-40 can go?
Sure! I don't endorse WD-40 either. Sorry. That was not convenient product placement or anything like that. Reminds me of Wayne's World. That one part where they're sitting there talking about product endorsement and stuff like that, and they're flashing Pepsi and Doritos and Adidas, and just makes me sad. Anyway, that shows my age.
It's a good movie.
Wayne's World was when I was a younger Okay. Now, Ben always talks about using a triangular file to try and widen your fret slots here just a little bit before you begin. to get your frets to drop in conveniently. I can honestly say I've never attempted this before, and so far that one's not working worth a. So let's try this one. This one's a finer file. There we go. I can honestly say I've never tried this before, but I can also honestly say that I've never done a new neck before. I have refretted, but I've never done a new neck before. So I'm erring on the side of advice and going about it the way I was informed. And if I was misinformed, well, it didn't hurt anything, I don't think. Alright, so paper towels, a little bit of water. I've also had Ben say, put some wood glue in the fret slots. It doesn't really glue the frets in so much. What it does is it fills any cavity void that may still be there. And I guess my thinking is, that's not bad advice. One time I was doing a refret, and I bet this guitar had probably its second or third refret, and at that point I did have to actually add glue to assist in the frets staying in place, and I had used super glue, and I am somewhat certain I probably could have robbed a bank right after that and gotten away with it, because they'd have never found fingerprints. Because all my fingerprints were completely encased in super glue. Okay.
What is that hammer called again?
It is a dead blow hammer. That sounds like a Cannibal Corpse song. Dead Blow Hammer! Shout out to Luthifer Builds for the and Goth Rider Creations for the encouragement to use more death metal vocals in my builds. So
Killing myself. One big saddle.
yeah, that one is considerably higher than the rest of them, so it might take a little extra work for leveling, but okay. Some of these are a little too long for my fret end cutter. I gotta cut them twice. By the way, folks, put them in the garbage right away. Especially if your workshop is in your house. You get one stuck in your tennis shoe, and you bring it upstairs to the carpet. Then you come walking through the house and bare feet or in socks, and it's going to ruin your day when one of these sticks in your feet.
I got you those for Christmas. Do you ever think you'd be building a guitar?
Not really. I pretty much just wanted them to redo that neck on that BC Rich, because that's a fun story. You see that BC Rich neck in the corner here, if you've caught that a few times. That's actually the wrong neck. I bought a guitar off eBay, and it's an older BC Rich model that they don't make anymore, and I've been looking for one for a long time. Found one on eBay that was fairly decently priced. It's a project guitar. It needed pickups, it needed a bridge, it needed all that. I was like, I can do pickups and bridges and all that, and so I ordered it, and it came, and turns out somebody had tried to convert a 24 3/4 to a 25 1/2 neck to get a 24 fret neck on that guitar, and yeah, that doesn't work. At least not just taking a 25 1/2 scale neck and putting it on a 24 3/4 scale guitar. So I couldn't do anything to intonate it. So then I asked Ben at the time, I'm like, what do I do about this? And yeah, he said, you know, basically shoot the person who sold it to you. So what I ended up doing was I ended up getting a 22 fret, 24 3/4 scale BC Rich neck off eBay, and good neck and everything, but it was the worst looking frets I've ever seen in my life. I mean, when you see cheap cruddy but then they haven't been cleaned up, worked on, or nothing ever in the entire history of the guitar since 1980 something, when it was originally built, and it looked like it had been played to tears. Yeah, the frets were all dimpled and dinged, and it looked horrible. So I decided I'm going to refret that. That was the first refret job I did, and turned out pretty decent. I mean, I like it. It works good. So, but yeah, it was interesting. Oof. Okay, so next we're going to bevel our fret ends here, clean them up. Ow! Like I said, I'm not done bleeding yet today. There it is, fret rocker. Oh. Oh.
What does that mean?
That means that I need to do some fret leveling. Okay.
Why are you putting Sharpie on there?
You put Sharpie on there because it helps to see when you start going over it with a leveling beam which frets are high. So the ones that the Sharpie comes off of first, those are the ones that are high. The ones that the Sharpie says put are low. Ah, dang it. You found a secret. Aha, Van Halen.
That's the secret?
I guess. By the way, you know, some people have like bells or dinglings or whatever. I have Eddie Van Halen with a power drill for my alarm. So. Okay, so if you look, that one has most of the Sharpie taken off of it already. That one still got most of its Sharpie. So does that one and that one and that one. That one a little. And then you're starting to see some of it be cleared away again. And then you've got some that are still marked up with Sharpie. So what that means is we've got a lot of unlevel frets. And what that means when you're playing is if you've got a fret that's too high, you may get a dead note where it'll be buzzing really bad, or you just won't be able to hit that note because it'll be fretting out on the fret ahead of the one that you're actually trying to. So like you could be holding the string here, but it's fretting out here because that fret is sprouted or just was never leveled properly or things like that. So God dang it, I'm just not having a good day today.
So by doing that, are you leveling them?
What's that?
So by doing whatever that is you're doing, does that mean you're leveling them?
Yeah, I'm bringing them all to the same level. So they're all the same height. Geez, that one is just really low. I'm starting to hit it now. Okay.
What is?
I'm about ready to lose my stuff.
So what was that for?
Making sure the neck's straight. That one's still, and that one, I'm not even hitting them yet.
Does that mean you hammered them in too far?
Well, there really isn't a lot of driving them in too far because they're mushroom shaped. I mean, they've got shoulders that eventually stop them from sinking. Maybe an imperfection in the fretboard that maybe that spot was sanded a little bit too shallow, or there we go. Awesome. Okay. Now crowning. Now, I was confused by this for a while. And Ben explained it a little more clearly the other day. So I'm going to be nice and explain it too. When you first get your frets, they look like this, okay? Got it?
Okay.
Okay, they first look like this. And what you do when you level your frets is they end up more like this, where that top has now been flattened. It's not round like that anymore, it's more flat on top. When you go to crown, you don't want to try and return it to the round shape. That's, a lot of people make that mistake. What you're really, you found a secret. What you're really going for at this point is more like this. So you're making it more triangular with just a little bit of a flat top. With that file, it's almost impossible to keep the curve even on both sides and still get a good center point on that fret. So by sitting there trying to roll your frets like this as you're filing them, if you're trying to roll them like that, what's going to end up happening is your center point on your frets is going to be off plus or minus from center every time. You do that to enough of an extreme and it'll mess with your ability to intonate. So really what you're going for at this point is more of a triangular shape. So you really want to just hold your file at the angle and go straight, not round it over. Rounding it over makes it almost impossible to get a good center point. Also, should probably masking tape at this point. I know masking tape does bump it up a little bit, but masking tape also ensures that you're not gonna beat the ever living hell out of your fretboard while you're trying to